I was speaking like for 1 hour, but yeah, there's obviously gonna be winners and losers in the market. But XRP is already a top 10 crypto, so it is gonna be staying in that range level. So just to say what you guys didn't hear, XRP is already very bullish. Smash that like button if you haven't already. But XRP right now has been having tons of potential. Still, even what we're seeing right now, if XRP is gonna be the next big thing. The thing is here, we are already maybe like 10% of adoption. So not just 3%, but XRP, nobody is buying like, XRP right now, especially not institutions. So without the big bill, that's what would happen. I was muted, so that's why you guys couldn't hear me. The next thing is XRP has more and more potential because right now institutions are buying in big. We are seeing also that while Bitcoin was being bought out right now, 2025, institutions might just get it for 2026, 2027. And if you're a top 3 crypto, which people are saying, there's obviously going to be losers. But this one, XRP, is a winner, in my opinion. It is the winner because it stays that way. It stays strong. And it's going to be probably at least top 10, in my opinion.
I don't remember who it was. There was somebody that was like a really smart expert person at the top of their field, and their take on the internet when it first came out was
there's obviously going to be losers like Cardano, is really dropped off, but it doesn't mean it can't recover. It just means some cryptos will grow less than the other, and that's completely fine. Again, not financial advice on this channel, but wanted to make it pretty clear that anything could happen at this point. And we are at very early stages of crypto. And I told this for a long time. I've been saying this since 2016, guys. I mean, I'll be saying it now.
This is a fad, and it's not going to last.
Less than
like it's
right.
just a fun little fad. It's not going to last. I don't remember.
I just saw now my mic is off. Well, that was unfortunate. And Bitcoin decided to play catch up today. It just shot up all by itself. Strange. So yeah, that's the thing with Bitcoin. I feel like institutions are going to be buying it, right? A very big amount. And it's always going to be like its own player, its own thing.
Remember who that was? Somebody look it up, because it's somebody that was like, it's somebody that you would think should have known better because they were like super smart and they're an expert and stuff. But you just don't never know. There's winners and there's losers. So let's compare Amazon and Google to Yahoo, right? Amazon, Google, they have more value than ever before.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
They just go up and up and up and up. So they're the winners. So if you invested in them, then you would be a winner too, right? However, if you invested in Yahoo, and that's where you dumped all your money and you held it till 2016, well, Yahoo, at one point, they were, quote, the king of the internet, according to Forbes, with a $125 billion evaluation. And then in 2016, they got sold to Verizon for $5 billion. And the saddest buyout in tech history is the name of this article, right? And so I'm just saying there's winners and losers. So that my only caveat to this whole thing is, yes, cryptocurrency probably is going to last. However, even when even with all this stuff, you never know who for sure is going to be the winner and who for sure is going to be the loser.
So yeah, he's basically saying, in my opinion, what he's saying is that XRP might not grow. It might have competitors, and this is definitely true. It might get overtaken by a competitor, but there's always going to be needs for XRP's payment processing. And no other company can do it yet. Why is Amazon the number one? Is because nobody can grow with it. XRP and will be continue to be a big thing. Disappointment. I don't agree with you. I feel like the XRP thing right now, what we're seeing, it might have competition, but it's literally trying to prevent that. It's trying to prevent all that competition that we're seeing right now by getting more employees.
So XRP might be a winner, but looking back in the past, and if you're 100 years from now looking backwards, people might be like, all those silly people that invested in XRP when Fartcoin was actually the one that lasted, and so yeah, that's my only caveat there.
Yeah, that's totally understandable, but I think that
last bit was a joke, but the winners and losers thing is real.
I think that it's an interesting comparison because it really works quite well. And I don't disagree with your sentiment there. But I would actually compare Google to Yahoo, because what Google did was they branded themselves really well, and they increased their utility and
that's what XRP is becoming right now. It's literally becoming a brand thing. It is becoming its own brand, and it's trying to, push further ahead than just be, something that you will forget in 3 years. So yeah, that's the main core is that's why they're doing a $100 million deal.
They increased the way that you could use email was better than Yahoo. And also, in addition to that, I don't think Yahoo's necessarily a loser. So they still have stocks, right? Like they're still publicly traded.
Well, they've lost at this point, but I think for a long time they weren't. They were a pillar for a long time, and they went from nothing to insane amounts of glory. So I think they were a winner for a while. I don't think you could argue that.
Yeah, so this could be stellar. This could be XRP. Maybe it's not going to be a winner now, but right now what we're seeing is that the clear point is clear. Right now, XRP still has an under-tap potential. Bitcoin, it could be the new internet, right? And XRP will follow 0.006 or 0.006 exactly of their portfolios is only buying Bitcoin. What about XRP? Very big amount of people could be like joining in, and there's a very big amount of money that could be, coming in. Philip busted. I'll subscribe to these guys. This one looks pretty nice. Actually,
they've been a loser the whole time.
Right?
No.
So
they're a loser because yes, they went up massively in value. But if you started investing in Yahoo when they went up massively in value, what I'm saying is you would have lost all your money come 2016 when their value was worth a fraction of the price it was when you first started investing.
I agree, yeah. And I think that could be for some. That could be an issue at some point. I just don't think we're there yet. I think we're at the bottom of the curve,
Yeah, so if you go to the bottom of the curve with Yahoo, it would be kind of a similar thing, Like if you invested at pennies in Yahoo as a consumer, regular retail consumer, you invested at pennies in Yahoo way back in the day, and then you held till it went up to that top market, and you either sold or continued holding or whatever it is you did, you're still winning at that point. And maybe Yahoo is a loser, but the consumer is a winner because they played their cards right. And it's the same thing with cryptocurrency, is if you hold the right currency and you sell at the right height, you win regardless of what happens to that cryptocurrency afterward. They might become a loser, but you have to just play the system right. And I think that XRP is akin to Google in the sense that it has branded itself well enough that people like it just because of what it is. And I remember when I got a Gmail account, actually, it was the big exciting thing. And it was like this,
it's becoming like a brand. There's going to be so-called copycats or knockoffs, which could do the work better than XRP right now. But XRP will be the next, in that terms, in payment systems, they could be the next processing provider. So they could be the main thing, the main partnership. Again, a lot of these other projects are not working with banks. Maybe they do stuff better with than XRP. But they cannot get bank partnerships. They cannot sell their company for 100 million for like a small fraction. That is a lot of money. 100 million, you can get it like that in one day, right? So this is where really XRP wins. It is now entering RWA.
New, what is this Gmail? I don't even know what it is. And then when I finally got accepted to get my Google account, my Google email account, it was really exciting to get in there and see all the different functions and utility that it had compared to my Hotmail account, just for another example. And I stopped using my Hotmail, but Hotmail is still around. It just isn't doing as well. And Google is clearly doing a whole lot better. But you could technically have both and still win.
So I really like the fundamental analysis that you put together. And I think it makes sense because you're talking about how it's being held. 80% of it, that says a lot to me. And the fact that what it's doing is because we have globalization. And so if this is actually helping with settlements and now they're applying to open a bank, to me, I'm thinking I'm going to start looking a little bit more at XRP because even if I look at the last 5, what's that? You got one?
Last 5 years, you cannot compare XRP because last 5 years it was in a lawsuit. You could compare it if it didn't have a lawsuit and had the same scenario. And now the demand for, transactions is basically bigger than ever before.
Yeah. Well, even if you look at the last 5 years, the floor today, from a technical analysis standpoint, the floor today is above what any peak was since 2018. It's bumping again. It has a new floor, and so for me, it's just going to keep going up. And it's a matter of Now it's a matter of where does Ryan get in. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Are you doing
Very
day trading, or is this?
question.
The final thing is that I think you need to view it as a store of value, because either you're day trading and you're really watching it, or swing trading and you're looking at that ups and downs. But I'm not sure that cryptocurrencies are the best for even swing trading. I think if you're going to be
I feel like, XRP is like a 5-10 year project. It's not like one of those come and go coins. There's a lot of them like that. So yeah, that's my opinion. It could be replaced, but it's going to take a while for them to get replaced even.
Doing it as a store of value, then you get in and it's a long-term thing, kind of like a retirement plan.
If you're going to be scalping crypto, you better be doing it like full time and paying attention to what you're doing, because you could lose real big if you're not careful.
Right.
My only scalping crypto experience was buying Dogecoin at the top of the meme. When it was the very top of the meme a few years ago, I bought like $50 in Dogecoin, and I pretty much immediately lost half of the value. Comes around.
So I feel like it's a very real thing that, retail is like 2021 year of 2021. And then we have companies which haven't even found out about crypto yet becoming the thing of 2025, 2026, 2029. Again, these regulations are going to take time. They're not going to be easy. They're not going to be fast, but they will come, in my opinion. There's nothing stopping them. And that's where really crypto wins in that matter. So yeah, it is still tons of potential there on that part. I'm really hoping for XRP. XRP will make millionaires. Exactly. No other crypto grew as much as XRP year to date. So it really makes you wonder how much XRP can, explode from that part. So they have a clear point. Yeah, there could be other cryptos, but are they going to get replaced? That's very unlikely. For XRP to get replaced, it would need something better, and it would need better partnerships. But this is a company with 1,000 people. So can Google get replaced? Yeah. But did it happen? No. It's still the best one out there. Same with Amazon. Amazon cannot get replaced. It's still the best one out there. So I don't think it's going to get replaced at all. Until, or maybe, if you believe that, then obviously like XRP is possibly not for you. And again, I'm not telling you to buy XRP or sell XRP. I'm just telling you right now that, you got to realize that the crypto game right now is evolving very fast. The markets and the internet, it is evolving at a rapid level. Bitcoin adoption is just beginning, right? And XRP is going to follow. XRP is even giving more gains this year than Bitcoin this year to date. These last 8 months, XRP has been one of the biggest gainers. More trading volume. Koreans talk about it.